welcome to another week of fantastic learning. I believe you all have been learning great things since Monday. Great. Our topic for last week was ceramics, and this week our topic is also ceramics. Remember, I promised you that I'm going to be here to show you the different steps you need to take to create a pinched ceramic product. But before I take the class today, I would like to ask you some questions and I want you to answer them. Okay, my first question is this. What is ceramics? Great, you answered correctly. Ceramics simply means the word clay. So, ceramic refers to objects that are made with clay. What are some ceramic products? Great, we have so many ceramic products. Remember, I gave you something extra to do, that you should search the web and search for more objects or more products of ceramics. Did we do that? Good, if you did that. Now, mention the 3 hand building techniques of making ceramic products. Yes, the coil method, the slab method, and the pinch method. There is something I didn't say last week, which is the 3 different techniques. I only mentioned the hand building method, although I did put it in your notes, but I would like to mention them today. The other 2 techniques or processes of creating ceramic products are the slip casting and the throwing method or throwing process. That is done using the potter's wheel, and I showed you a video about that last week. Okay, so I promised you that this week we are going to be working with clay, and I'm going to take you through the process of making a pinch bowl or a cup, whichever object you want to make, but we're going to be making a bowl today. So are we ready? If you're ready, come along. Let's get going to learn how to make a ceramic paste. For our class today, we are going to need a ball of clay, a spoon, a small blunt knife. If you do not have a blunt knife, do not worry. You can also use the handle of your spoon, the edge of it, as your blunt knife for cutting. A plyboard or any wooden board around the house. A piece of foam for smoothing. Last week I talked about the 3 hand building processes, which are the slab method, the pinch method, and the coil method. And I told you that this week we're going to be working with the pinch method. We are going to use this method to create either a cup or a bowl. I want to leave that choice open to you. So I'm going to take you through the process. All you need to do is decide if you're making a cup or if you're making a bowl with the process. First thing you need to do is cut out a little bit of clay to form the base for your bowl. I am going to be making a bowl. The important thing here is that the base or the bottom of your bowl should have the same thickness. Some parts should not be thin while others are thick. They all have to be the same. Now, how do you make sure that they are the same? If you're not sure, you can place it down, okay, and press with your spoon. It helps to smoothen it. Make sure it is of the same thickness. So here I have my base. You can use this part of the spoon to rub against it. It helps to smoothen the clay. Remember, I told you last week you don't need all those fancy tools that I showed you on our last lesson. You don't really need them. You can get anything around the house. It can serve the same purpose. So here I have my base ready. I'm going to start pinching up the edges of my bowl. What do I do? Take a little bit of clay and apply to the edges here. You can start out roughly, don't worry. Do not worry at this stage, okay? Flatten it a little bit before applying to the edge. So I have applied to the edges. Gently lift it and check on the bottom before you continue with this process. You can find here that the bottom is rough, so smoothen it out with your spoon. So here we go. Now the next step is to continue pinching, making sure that your bowl has equal thickness. So you can do that by using your fingers on both edges and smoothing it as you go. Continue adding. To add, you can scratch a little bit with your knife on the edges. You can scratch a little bit with your knife on the edges and then apply more to raise it up. Keep pinching or pressing. The next step is shaping. And how do you shape? You can get your spoon again and, as usual, use it to smoothen it out with your hand on the other side, smoothing it out. I'm going to show you up close the effect of the spoon on the inside. You can see what's happening on the inside. This is the area where, this is the part I have not smoothened out. I have not smoothened out. And here is the part I just started smoothing out. You can see the difference, isn't it? So turn gently and continue, making sure that it has the same thickness. If you notice that there is a part that is very light, take a ball of clay and apply to that spot to make it even. Raise gently and turn. This part is sloppy because it is not very thick, so I'm going to add. Almost done with the inside. We're going to do the same thing we did for the inside on the outside. So there you go. This is the part where you really need to be careful. Smoothing it out on the outside gives it that uniform thickness that you really want your bowl to be. So make sure that you test it out on the inside with your fingers on the inside to support the pressure as you smoothen it from the outside. I'm going to show you a close-up of how it looks like on the outside now. So here is the smoothing process on the outside. You can see the areas that has not been smoothed out this way. Do you see the difference? Okay, so let's continue. When you're done with the inside and the outside, next step is to trim out the rough edges at the top. So the top is all trimmed out. The next step is to smoothen it finally. So here's the final process of smoothing out our clay. All you need to do is wet your foam and rub on the surface of the bowl. Do the same thing for the edges to smoothen it out, making sure that you go in after smoothing it at the top. Come to the edge here and make sure all cracks like this one are covered. You can add a little ball of clay to do that. You can also shape it with your hand if you want it to bend in a little. You can do that. After some time, dip your foam into water and squeeze it out and continue with the smoothing out process. Do the same thing at the back. So here's our ceramic bowl all ready. After this stage, leave it to dry up a little. Why do I say leave it to dry up a little? It's because as it is soft, you cannot lift it. If you lift it, it's going to fall apart again. So leave it to harden up, maybe for a day, for 24 hours. And after that, it will be easy for you to lift without damaging it. This helps you to be able to work at the back. Here you can see that we have some rough spots that still needs to be smoothed out. So here you go. You take your spoon again and continue with the process by rubbing on it. You have to be patient as you work on this step. Go over to the side and always remember to hold gently. You see what's happening here? Okay, when you don't hold it gently, this is what happens. So you hold it gently and use your spoon. If you're more comfortable with leaving it upside down like this, you can do that and simply turn your wood or your plyboard as you work around it. So here I go. You keep doing this, okay? Keep doing this until every part of it is smoothened out using your foam. If you know there is too much, if you know there is clay here, you can scoop it off and go over again to give you a smooth finish. So you continue doing this until every part of your work is smooth. When you're satisfied, you can turn over again gently and start working on the edges here. You're going to notice that some parts are thick while other parts might be thin, and we want all of them to be of equal thickness. So this is what you do. You can take your spoon and scoop out a little piece on the areas where you feel it's too thick. You can scoop it out like this. Okay, just a tiny portion. That's what you scoop out. After scooping, you will use your spoon as usual and rub on the edges to smoothen it out. Do the same thing on the inside edge so that you can get a smooth and even thickness around it. So continue that way until you finish working on your bowl or cup or whatever it is that you are going to make. I'm going to leave that choice open for you, like I said before. Okay. Smoothing at the top and come inside, smoothing it again. Here on the outside, smoothing it so it gives you that flat shape at the top. So go over to the other side. If you have any extra points, remember to scoop it out here and smoothen. Go over the insides again gently. Always remember to work gently at this point, and always remember to support the outer parts as you smoothen. Okay, always remember to support the outer parts with your hands. Always remember to smoothen it on all sides, the top, the outer parts, and the inner parts. So here our bowl is ready. You can leave this in a cool place to dry up on its own. It's going to take days. Do not put it in the sun, okay? Do not put it out in the sun. Let it air dry. The air will help you to dry it. So keep it in a cool place, in a shaded place where nobody is going to go around and play or spoil it by mistake. Okay, wow, there we go. Now you know what to do in creating your own ceramic bowl, or if you want to make a cup, that is okay, but always remember to attach a hand to it. Okay, following these processes that I have shown you. So I am eagerly waiting to see what you have done. Like I always say, when you are through with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me at the bottom of this video. I hope you had a great time today. Me too. Next week is going to be fantastic. So keep a date with me. See you next week. Bye-bye.